after the crash fest that was Sonoma, the NOVAR Verizon Cup Series drivers head to the Kentucky Speedway for the first time since 2008 for the 2012 KFC 250 weekend. The biggest storylines that headed into this track weekend for this race was that Stefan Papias was released from the 25, Oreos Ritz Pontiac from Chin Racing due to him not showing up for team meetings, using team fundings for his own purpose, and some slight performance issues. And also there was also Meek and Chin had reported that may have been the reasonable cause for it. Matthias Cole, who was the reserve road ringer driver for this team, will take over for Watkins Glen. After that race, the driver for that car will be unknown after that race. So Meek and Chin will be looking and just desperately looking over this team to find a driver that could secure a spot in this number 25 car for the former Papias. Meek and Chin had also stated, Logan Chin had also made a statement when Papias concerning the funding issue. Papias apparently threw up the F-bomb and cussed him out, which then made the final decision to kick him out as a result. As for the qualifying races, the 21 of Jesse Donahue pretty much dominated this race, and won it, leading every lap. However, there's also that with the NOVAR return to Kentucky, to pretty much say compared to the last time we were here, this track is a lot more difficult to pass than it was back when we were racing in 2008. But however, most likely that is because of the new cars. And now we're going to head it over to Kendall Johnson for the race. The Aflac pole, we're going to go to car number 99 of Daniel Salmon, who goes into this race second in points over Walter Green, as he will lead the field with Walter Euthen on his outside, 2009 champion Mark Mongillo, Carson Rank, Salmon's teammate, and Scott Harper in the 6th. Early in the going, Mark Mongillo attempts to take the lead away from car number 99 as they enter turn number 3. However, you're going to see most of the time that the outside will prevail as Mark Mongillo almost tries to shut the door, but the 99 gets a good run. However, car number 99 leads the first lap as some cars will be using the apron, which is legal. Watch as Mongillo tries to hang on to the inside. The inside does not work, unlike most tracks, which the inside pretty much is the line that everybody loves to use. However, it does not work here as the middle line is the preferred line. As Walter Euthen and car number 8 will get to second. Mongillo will tuck in behind number 8. As we already have a crash behind, as we are only completing 2 laps and we already have a wreck behind. Let's take a look at what happened. This is from Scott Harper's perspective. Looks like the 6 and 64 got together. Mike Hogan got collected as well. And then you see Gordon Baylor, Sean McDowell, Eric Weber, Jesse Donahue. Scratch that. Jake Kierlin and Evan Brooks were also collected. There you see here's from another angle. This is from Gordon Baylor. Looks like he hit the 28, gets the 07, tries to come down, gets clipped by the 07. And yes, Jesse Donahue was involved. However, he wasn't in for a major deal. Car number 91 would, I believe, be the only one that would retire from this race due to the incident. But car number 91, Billard elects to go to the bottom of the racetrack and go dirt tracking, which I don't know what it was that for. Salmon still in on the restart with Walter Euthen in second, Mark Mongillo third, Carson Brink fourth, and Chadler Blake fifth. Salmon will enter turn number 1, and he will hang on to the middle line. However, you're going to see Walter Euthen gets a really good run to the inside. Mark Mongillo tries to make it 3 wide, as they're going to get off to turn number 3, and looks like car number 8 will get. Walter Euthen has the surge right now, but Salmon will get the surge on the outside. Actually, no. Looks like Walter Euthen will get the lead right there as here they cut past lap number. As they pass as Walter Euthen and Daniel Salmon, they will battle it out. However, we would have our next caution fly on lap 7. Contact between this 27 of Keith Hales and Ike Chase Jr. They make contact in the 27 and 09 to get into the grass, and they take out pretty much everybody else. Several cars are collected. Encino's involved. Brian Kittleson. Brian Wilson is collected. Let's see. Scott Harper's in there. That is the 24. There's Shane Carter, third in the 98. He flips wildly. Luke Warren, Shane Harden, Eddie Johns, Addison Rhodes, who is making her first start of the year, and Austin Warwick is also making his first start of the year. Both of them were collected. And here is from Michael Scott's perspective as he makes through. He almost gets collected by the 23 and almost gets collected by the 3 and the 6, but drives away cleanly, being one of the first drivers to avoid the wreck. And then here's from Austin Warwick, who as I said, was making his first start of the year, collects the 79 of Addison Rhodes, and the 3 comes down. There's the 6. Spinning around. Pretty much most of these cars would drop out of the race, as we have Walter Houston, car number 8, was the race leader, as Casey Littinger, I believe, pitted prior to that crash because of a tire failure, and then Matt Camlin had damage. As car number 99, Daniel Salamon, he goes to the outside, tries to think that the outside will work. Walter Houston gets a good edge, and however, this would make Salon's life more miserable. Actually not, because he actually gets in a second, tries to go for the lead to the inside. So to the inside is car number 99, Dan Salmon, and looks like he tries to go for the lead, but the middle line will get a good run off of that corner, and Walter Houston and car number 8 will remain in the race lead. As here comes as Casey Littinger will get in between the 8 and the 99. As we have notable drivers we're going to be talking about. This is Addison Rhodes, car number 79. As I mentioned, she was involved in the lap 7 crash, and is actually still going. She's about 10 miles an hour off the pace due to the damage that she sustained, but Addison Rhodes had a terrible start to the season, failing to qualify for the first 6 races of the season, won the pole for the rookie shootout, and finished, I believe, in the top 5. And there you see Brian Wilson in car number 90. He was way off the pace. Car number 79 was a factor in the rookie shootout. Didn't make it into Dennisville, and it had just terrible luck, but finally got her way into this race after, I believe, posting a 6th place in the qualifying race here. As next week we'll be walking through, which is one of her good tracks. Another driver we're talking about that is having a good day is car number 12, Michael Scott. I mentioned him last week of having a good run at Sonoma, but he pretty much made a mysterious accident with our current 6th place man, Daniel Salomon, and that led to controversy. Car number 12 is right now running towards the 19th position, I believe, towards the bottom of the top 20, but this 12 car is already, for the first time of this year, this 12 car is locked into the race via owner points, not by the past champions provisional. Another driver is Kyra Youthen, car number 57, who is just barely inside the top 10. Youthen is, like Addison Rhodes, has had a terrible season. However, unlike Addison Rhodes, Youthen's, I believe, qualified for a couple of races. I believe the 57 qualified for Atlantic City, if I believe. That's the only start she made. And then we have Walter Green, your points leader, right now running towards the middle of the bottom top 10. And you see Walter Green in the 39. Walter Green is actually off to a really good start after people thought that his terrible season would begin after that fuel issue that happened at Dennisville. But other than that, Walter Green's had a really good consistency, almost like Shane Clark III, but suffered his first DNF after the Sonoma Crash Fest. But other than that, excluding the Sonoma Crash Fest, Walter Green's pretty much finished every race inside the top 20. And that's how consistent Walter Green is, unlike Shane Clark III, who was pretty much Shane Clark III had in his 2011 championship run, had a similar feat, however, fell off in the third half. Excuse me. Our next caution would come out after Brian Wilson spins up into the 09 and gets himself into the wall, makes slight contact with the wall, but car number 90 will continue on going. There will be caution flag pit stops here as you're going to look on your right of your screen as you're going to see the race that would happen off a pit road. There you see the first cars exiting the pits. However, the first car that would exit would be Walter Youthen. Looks like it's not that going to be a big of a change. You see the lights are already turned on, as this is actually the first time in NOVAR history that they will start the race at the daytime conditions and end it at night. Chicagoland has also been reported of doing that. But the biggest loser was Daniel Salomon, who I believe fell a couple of spots right there. The race start would be interesting, as Walter Youthen, still a race leader, would actually have to deal with Keith Hales in the 27 and Austin Warwick in the 3. Youthen gets around the 27 fine, but however has to deal with the 3 car of Warwick. Looks like here's the helicopter cam, and you see they are really close for position as Walter Youthen tries to get there. Thomas Lawyer's trying to get there, but the 27 pushed him out. Almost trying to. That would have been a big wreck, taking out Walter Youthen in the process. And there you see Shane Bliss for 42, almost trying to get to the lead, but however, car number 8 would get the surge and would somehow keep the lead. But Shane Bliss would be in a really good position, putting himself at second as they are now entering turn number 3 and 4, as they're going to be, as Bliss will most likely fall into second. Oh, crash! Crash behind them in turn 3, a huge crash between Blake Tagliano, Kyrie Youthen, and Addison Rhodes. All 3 hit the wall hard as the 50s, 57, and 79 make massive contact. That is from all 3 would be done for the day, but they would be all right. But all 3 drivers would be further evaluated at the Kentucky Medical Center. As here's from one more angle, as you see the 50s got into the 57 and then not got the 79 nowhere to go. All 3 took hard shots, but we do hopefully that all 3 are okay. Walter Youthen in the 8 with the lead on this restart, and this would actually be the final restart of the night. As James Bliss in second, Thomas Lawyers in third, I think that's Jonathan Winslow in fourth, and then Mark Mongillo in fifth. As Mongillo and Youthen have pretty much been up there all night, showing Shane Bliss right there. Thomas Lawyers has also been right up there with the leaders. But we haven't talked about Jonathan Winslow around the leaders a lot, although he's been running towards the top 10. Shane Bliss, going into this weekend, last year, I believe, came off after winning a really good race at Peoria. However, Peoria was dropped from the schedule due to scheduling issues. However, we would maneuver around lap traffic. This would be a really interesting move. Walter Youthen goes to the outside, so does Shane Bliss. Thomas Lawyers go to the inside, and they go 3 wide into turn number 1. So 3 wide into turn number 1. Lawyers will have to back off due to lack of grip that's on the inside. So it looks like it's going to be a race between Bliss and Youthen. Going into 3. Looks like car number 2 has the preferred line, but however, car 8 will get the preferred line. And not only that, Mark Mongillo would take second away, as we would go run a long time. Would run through this race, as there you see car number 8 right there just hanging on to the lead. And then we have another instance of lap traffic drama. Walter Youthen goes to the inside. Keith Hales thinks, Mark Mongillo thinks of his decision, but he likes to go to the middle, and he's going to try to go and pass Walter Youthen on the outside. But you don't see that every day. Coming out of the backstretch, looks like car 56, Mongillo. Walter Youthen's put in a really bad spot, and now coming into turn number 3. And off the exit of 4, can Mongillo get the preferred line? Looks like he will, and take the lead away from Walter Youthen. The first time since lap number 7 that this has happened. So Walter Youthen, so Mark Mongillo makes a really good move for the lead. But we have green flag stops around lap 84, as this is like what we did at Chicagoland, where we did the fast forward pit stops, as the leaders all zoom right by. After the end of this cycle, this would put Thomas Lawyers as the race leader. He pitted up. He was the first one to pit out of these leaders, but it did a really good job in doing the strategy. However, you're going to see that lap traffic was a big factor in that one. As they maneuver around Brian Wilson, almost put the 16 in the apron. Mongillo tries to get to the inside of the 16 Lawyers, but Lawyers gets a good run off the corner. Thomas Lawyers has not won a Verizon Cup Series race since 2008, and right now he's put himself in a really good position to do so. So far, Lawyers had a terrible 2012. Another driver who is also trying to lurk for a win is Alan Kimmel in car number 88, which we haven't talked about all night, as they're going to move around the car number 90 of Brian Wilson. Oh, contact between the 60 and 90 and the 90! And as a result, this would put car number 88 and Alan Kimmel into the lead. So teammates for DM Racing, MJ Holloway is also in there. We haven't talked about him all night as well. And Alan Kimmel and MJ Holloway, 2 drivers unknown from this race, and we haven't talked about them all night long. And now they're running first and third for DM Racing after that calamity. Thomas Lawyers falls back, and he's at the back of this pack as a result. So tough break for Thomas Lawyers. Was in a really good position to win it, but unfortunately, well, looks like he'll just have to try to fight his way as hard as he can. Alan Kimmel, meanwhile, would have a interesting duel. Holloway gets to go right off of turn 4. It looks like he'll peek to the inside of his own teammates. And remember, just to put this in note, if you don't remember, the 48 and 88 are teammates. So it doesn't matter either. It doesn't matter if the 48 goes across the line first or the 88 crosses in the line first. DM will win. So as they enter turn number 3, the 48 could not capitalize and make a move on the 88, as the 48 will come off of turn 4. They're going to take the white flag this time by. Will Holloway play defense for the 88 of Alan Kimmel, or will he go for the win? Into turn number 1 and 2. It does not look like, it looks like the 48 will play defense on the 56 and 8. But here comes into 3 for the final time. Holloway tries to make one last chance, but can't do it. And coming out of 4, car number 88 of Alan Kimmel will score his first win of the season here at Kentucky. Holloway 2nd, Mongillo 3rd, Walter Houston in 4th, and Jonathan Winslow rounds out the top 5.